Hi, Kaden. This is Joan, and I am going to try and read you this book this way. It's called The Invisible Mistake Case. And I read this to my Hebrew school class at Yom Kippur when we're thinking about apologizing. And so you'll see why. So here it goes. Today was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, the birds were tweeting, and the clouds in the sky were puffy and white. Tweet, tweet, tweet. But even on beautiful days, bad things can happen. And a bad thing did happen right on the front steps of 24 West Vine Street. An alligator named Charlotte called her best friend Kate a big pink baby. And then right after she said it, Charlotte stomped into her house and slammed the front door. Oh no. And in fact, that's what the sun says. Uh-oh. And there she goes. Charlotte is boo-hooing her way home. Oh wait. That's not Charlotte. That's Kate. I'm so confused. Oh yeah, Charlotte. Oh no, that's that's Kate. Charlotte is the one who called her friend Kate a big pink baby. So Kate is the one who's upset, and there she goes. She says, "I won't cry," said Kate, but of course she cried all the way home. Boo-hoo. Well, 7 seconds after she slammed the door, Charlotte felt a little bad. And 8, 9, 10 seconds later, she felt even worse. She wished she hadn't called her best friend Kate a big pink baby. In fact, she wished it so hard it pushed all the other wishes she had right out of her head. And we can see some of them. She wished for dancing shoes and to go swinging. She wanted to stay up later. She was thinking about pancakes and coloring. And that, you can't really see that. That's a new dolly. And what's that? I can't even tell. That's ice cream. Okay, sorry about the glare. I haven't figured this out yet. Sometimes a big wish can move down a throat and into a stomach. Charlotte was so filled up with her wish that she couldn't even eat her dinner, which was pizza and French fries. Charlotte lived with her grandpa. Grandpa was a smart man. He knew a little about a lot of things and a lot about a little alligator named Charlotte. See, he knows a lot about all these things about Charlotte, and then everything else is a little sliver. Grandpa could tell something was wrong. He made Charlotte sit down and tell him all about it. "Oh, Grandpa," cried Charlotte, and she told him the whole story in between sniffles and snorts. "Ah," said Grandpa, "this is one for the invisible mistake case." "The what?" sobbed Charlotte. "I'll tell you," said Grandpa. And then he did, because he always kept his word. The invisible mistake case is a suitcase where I keep all the mistakes I've made once and never want to make again. I carry it everywhere I go. "It's right here," said Grandpa, and he pointed to an empty space on the floor. Charlotte squinted her eyes, but she couldn't see anything. "What's in it?" she asked. "Well, let's see," said Grandpa, and he opened his invisible mistake case. At least it looked like he did. "I'll just pick out one thing to show you, and then it's time for dessert." Grandpa was very fond of dessert. "Ah, here's my piece of pie," said Grandpa, holding up something invisible. Then, as he shut the suitcase up tight so Charlotte couldn't see inside. which she couldn't anyway because it was invisible. And with Charlotte right there on his knee, he told her a story about pie. Grandpa's pie story, and there's every flavor of pie all around here. I'm looking for apple pie or something like that. Maybe it's somewhere around here. Oh, there's pear pie. That sounds good. Anyway, lots of yummy pies. There's apple pie. Found it. Okay. When I was a young alligator, Grandpa said, my mama made a pie for dessert every Sunday night. The pie was just the right size for everyone to have one piece on Sunday and then have the leftovers for dessert on Monday. I liked all kinds of pies, but my favorite was cherry pie. And there is Sunday's pie, and then half of it's gone on Monday, and then they all have pieces, so there are 4 people in their family. They have 4 pieces on Sunday, and then 4 pieces on Monday. One Sunday night, after a particularly delicious cherry pie dessert, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the pie downstairs and how I'd like to have just one more tasty bite. I waited until everyone was asleep and then got out of bed and sneaked down to the refrigerator. There he goes from my room to the bathroom, past Mama and Daddy's room, all the way around, down the stairs to the refrigerator. Here, I'm going to hold it this way. There was the pie. I cut a little piece off the edge. It was yummy, but then the pie looked crooked. I had to cut and eat 3 more pieces until it looked straight again. I was sure no one would notice, and I went back to bed with a warm, happy tummy. So now my question is, do you think no one would notice? That does not look like half the pie, does it? On Monday night, Mama brought out the leftover cherry pie. It looked very small. Who ate the pie? She asked. Everyone, including me, said not me. Of course, I was lying. That night, we all had teeny tiny pieces of pie, and I went to bed with a funny feeling in my stomach. Every day for 5 days, Mama asked me and my brother John the same question. Did you eat the pie? It wasn't me, I answered. And then I looked at John suspiciously, so Mama would maybe think it was him that ate the pie. I didn't eat it, said John. Maybe it was a ghost. And every night I went to bed with a tummy ache and had bad dreams. Look, what's he dreaming about? A pie is chasing him. Yikes. Finally, on the 6th day, when Mama asked, "Did you eat the pie?" I said, "Yes, it was me." Mama was surprised. "I thought it was John," she said. John said, "I knew it wasn't me." I wasn't allowed to have dessert for a whole week. But you know what? My tummy aches and bad dreams stopped right away. I decided that even though I could lie better than John could tell the truth, I would try to never lie again. And just so I'll never forget that promise, I keep this piece of pie in my suitcase. Anytime I worry, I might tell even a teeny tiny lie. I open up my suitcase, see this piece of pie, and remember my promise. "I'll never lie because of this pie," said Grandpa. And then he put his invisible pie back into his invisible mistake case. "How about some dessert?" he asked. Charlotte was suddenly feeling a little bit hungry. After a delicious ice cream dessert and a warm soapy bubble bath, it was time for bed. Is it heavy? Asked Charlotte, pointing down to the empty space beside Grandpa. Not at all, Grandpa smiled. In fact, I'll tell you a secret, he said, and with Grandpa whispering secrets about heavy on the inside and light on the outside, Charlotte fell fast asleep. The next day was gloomy. The wind was blowing. The rain was falling. And the clouds were like a big gray pancake covering the whole sky. But even on gloomy days, good things can happen. Charlotte skipped with happy steps all the way to her best friend Kate's house. Every couple of minutes she smiled, looked down, and swung her arm like she was holding a suitcase. But she wasn't. Her hand was completely empty. When she got to Kate's house, she took a deep breath, climbed the stairs, and knocked on the door. Kate opened the door just a crack. She didn't want Charlotte to call her a big pink baby all over again. See, she looks scared. But Charlotte didn't. I'm so sorry for calling you a big pink baby, and said Charlotte. I promise never to call you a name again, and just so I don't forget, I made up this rhyme. I'll call Kate, Kate sun. I'll call Kate in rain. I'll forever call Kate, and not a name again. And I put it on a name tag right here inside my invisible mistake case. Really? Said Kate, and she squinted her eyes to where Charlotte was pointing. It's a suitcase, said Charlotte, but it's not at all heavy. And then she told Kate all about it right after she walked in the front door. Love this book. And that's a picture of the author holding a bite of pie. And what's the author's name? Her name is Sharice Miracle Harper. All right, Hayden, hope you like that. We'll find another book to read to you soon, and maybe Yael will make another surprise visit.